Well, hello, God's good people. How are y'all doing today? I pray that all is well, that you guys are hearing from God for yourself and excited about where He is taking you in life, right? And staying in your word and in fellowship with the Lord. So today I want to talk about a statement that I've always made from many, many years ago, which is you will always have what God intended for you to have. And so the statement that I had made is God will either bring you up to it or bring it down to you. And you know that story where in school you can whisper something to the first person, and by the time it gets to the last person, it is something completely different, some cockamamie, like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. And it's nothing close to what was said. And it kind of seems like the statement that I made, it kind of happened like that too, where people are saying, well, it's not about God bringing things down, it's about Him bringing you up. But the misunderstanding is that my statement was, you will have what God intended for you to have. He will either bring it down to you or bring you up to it, meaning the it doesn't change. It's not about getting something less than. It's how you get it. And so it could be, let's say you want a luxury vehicle or a next class of a home or a business or whatever it may be. But let's just stick with the vehicle for now because it's more tangible for everyone to understand. Let's say you want a Mercedes, a Bentley, the whatever, Range Rover, name a luxury vehicle and put that in your mind, right? You want that car. You desire that car. You're not worshiping it. It's just something you desire and you want, right? And you start saving for it. And you start speaking to it. And you start putting your faith on it and your confessions. And you've got up a vision board. And you've got all these things, right? And you're saving. And then God brings something across your path where you're able to get that car. Either someone gives it to you or the price is adjusted, or you get some bonus to be able to get it, but you get that car. And if we go on the other end of it, okay, that's God bringing it down to you where you are. It's the it still. It's the Rolls Royce, it's the Bentley, the Mercedes, whatever it is. And He's brought it to meet where you have. If you've been saving and you've got $100,000, or $200,000, and you've been saving for a while or whatever, and someone just so happened to be giving the vehicle away, just want to, get rid of it. They could be giving it at a great price and you end up getting it. I've heard that testimony of it happening before, actually, to Mr. Keith Moore, a minister in the gospel. He and his wife had been saving for quite a while and they wanted to get it cash, and they were putting their faith on a Rolls Royce. I believe it was Rolls Royce, or it could have been a Bentley, but it was a luxury vehicle. And they had their faith on it and was saving towards it, doing their work, doing the part. Faith without works is dead. And they came across someone who was letting it go for, half the price that you'd pay for a brand new one. And it barely had any miles on it. It was like new. I'm not sure if it was a doctor who had formerly had it, but it was well taken care of. And God brought it down to where they were, and they were able to get that car cash. The other part of my statement was, or God will bring you up to where it's at. So you want the Rolls Royce, okay, Bentley, whatever it is. He'll bring you up to it, meaning, so I say either He'll bring it down to you or bring you up to it, meaning that He'll provide what you need so that you have it. So maybe the price don't change, at a particular time, but He gives you the wherewithal or the financial goods, or someone blesses you with one, whatever it takes, because your faith is working, you'll have it. However God gets it to you, you'll have it. So you will have what God intended for you to have. It has to happen. If your faith is at work, God put that desire in your heart and you've asked God for it, and then you start doing your part and working your faith and watching your words, and it could be in anything. It could be salvation for a loved one, and God will put people along the path of that loved one to minister to them. One sows a seed, and then another, or God gives seed to the sower, and then another will, water that seed. God sends someone to water that seed, and then God gives the increase. But that loved one is saved, which is awesome. And so, or for health, the healing, whatever it may be, either God will bring you up to it or bring it down to you, but you will have it, what God intended for you to have. So you don't have to compromise on the it. Well, I don't have the money I need, so maybe I'll just lower my standard with what I want. And that could even be with a spouse. We don't want to do that. That's not what God is saying to do. Keep your standard and trust God for it. And then ask Him for the way to get it. Let Him put the path in your heart on what you need to do to get it. Okay, so be blessed, be encouraged, and know that you can have what God intended for you to have. He wants you to have the desires of your heart. That's His delight, to give you the desires of your heart. Be blessed. I pray you're encouraged. Bye.